Hey everyone, this is my first live video. My stomach is rolling at the moment. My name is Marty Forrest, and my website is Hello Extraordinary Life. If you go there and check out the landing page, there is a great ebook there for your perusal. It's called 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. It gives you lots and lots of tips and tools that are what it's like when we're doing it, what's showing up for us when we're doing it, and then some very quick, easily applicable tools to utilize right away. By doing that, you also get onto my community, my email community, and you get emails every week to remind you of these calls, and they all are full of tips and tools about emotional wellness, which is what I do for coaching. Emotional wellness, life, how do we live so that we love ourselves in a different way than what we've known most of our life. Those things that trigger us and take us down that rabbit hole of thinking we're not good enough. And you know the drill, the things that we do that say, don't do this. Don't do this live Facebook because something might happen. It might not go well. I might look stupid. Those are the things that go on in my head still, no matter how long I've been on this path and in this journey and doing this work. What I know today is it is a lifetime. Today's topic is simply about taking the risks that we know are necessary, and it terrifies us sometimes to do something different. When I began this journey of coaching and I finally got over myself and hired a coach to help me with the business side, I can coach all day long and I'm really good at it. What I didn't know how to do was the business. So I hired someone, just the structures and the things that you put in place. Now they're in place. My very first call was 5 minutes, I think. I think that was all I talked. I scripted it out, I wrote it, and then I got on the call and I recorded it. It was very short. It didn't take long to realize that that was not going to work. It was not serving me to try to script it. And it takes a lot to put into writing something to get on a call and talk about something that I know a lot about. However, we will allow our fear of the unknown to immobilize us and keep us stuck, keep us from taking the actions that we know we want to take. Yes, that's what happens. And it happens to all of us. I think there's some that are just better. Maybe they've been better equipped in their early life than others of us. It doesn't really matter the reasons why. We can all do that. We can all be procrastinators. I grew up in a home where I felt like I had to be perfect. Everything had to be perfect. It was very critical, and therefore I would not even try things because I might fail. I might not do it perfect the first time. And over time and years of that, I would just sabotage myself. I wouldn't even try it. Oh, it's not going to go well. It's not going to be perfect the first time, so I'm just not going to do it at all. And that's how I would do it. I wouldn't do it at all, sorry. I would just sabotage and say, nope. And then the things that I did do, there are many incompletes in my life because I would get to the very end, I'd get to the goal line, and I would not even take the last step to cross. There was lots of those in my life. And so today I discipline myself, even if it takes me a long time. I just get into the discipline of making sure I complete things. One of the last things I just did was Toastmasters. I've been in Toastmasters for 6 years, since 2013, and it took me that long to complete 10 speeches. But you know what? It didn't matter how long it took. The fact is I did it. What that means is I'm breaking this cycle. I'm breaking this cycle of my own saboteur who will tell me it's not going to be good enough, or I have to work really hard to do it, or somebody might not like it. And if they don't, what does it matter? We will set ourselves up to fail in so many ways rather than simply taking the small steps toward the goal. Circling back, when I hired my coach, he said, do a call every week. I said, Oh, crap. Deer in the headlights. Okay, do a color. Okay, I can do this. And I did. I had my chatter that happened in my brain, and then I did it anyway. And now you know what happened? Look at me. Over 100 calls. I completed my 100th call, and they're all recorded. You can find them all on the website under Insider Calls. And chocked full of information. There's all kinds of stuff there that you can go to under Insider Calls. You can find all kinds of topics. Some of them might not make sense. So when you read the description, it will tell you what the call is about. And that's 2 years worth of calling, recording the calls. Now I'm doing it live. And hi, Lisa. And it's weird. It is weird. What happens over time of just practicing is I've gotten really good at doing this. It's different to sit in front of a camera and look at the camera and not wear my glasses because I can't really read anything. I can kind of see Lisa's name there. And know that it's okay. What if I do something weird or funny or screw it up? Or what's going to happen is maybe it gives somebody else permission that they don't have to be perfect either. And that just came in time and learning to follow directions. When I really wanted to do something, the impetus for me to finally take the action to do coaching was when my dad died. Monday was the 3-year anniversary. So I postponed starting for 6 months, but that was the place where I finally said, I have no more time to not do what I came to this planet to do. And many of us do that. We just don't do it because we're so afraid. And then something happens and something changes our mind or changes our life perspective. And we just surrender and we say, okay, then what? We follow directions. I didn't like always doing what my coach told me to do, and I would do it anyway. And that's how things happen. That's the risk. Talked about an email about what does it mean to take the risks? Sometimes you just have to do it. I had a mentor one time tell me that I was living with we weren't married yet. It was a second relationship turning into a marriage. And I had a mentor tell me, he needs to move out so you can get ready to get married and be a wife. Holy moly, what am I supposed to do with that? Really? I did not understand the direction at all. But I did it anyway. And it was very hard, very challenging, very difficult, and very uncomfortable. And he was very angry. So he got over it. But what it did do was I was able to be with myself to get prepared to become married and to become a wife. I couldn't have understood that unless I was willing to follow the direction. We cannot understand anything until we actually do it. And sometimes that takes following the direction of someone who has something that we want or who lives in a way that we like or we admire. I hired a coach because I didn't know how to do business and he does business. And I followed his direction. I'm paying him to follow direction. So yes, so sometimes there's an equivalent. I need to pay somebody to take the risk. That's not always the case. But it certainly was an impetus behind my dad's crossing over. Do I do everything that I'm told to do by my coach? I resist it still. And then we dig into that and we unpack it and we look at what's the resistance? Why am I resisting this thing? I know I'm talking about me, but I'm going to encourage you and invite you to apply it to your own self as if it's about you, because we all do this. It's just easier with my own experience to say I. I'm getting better at the you part, but I find that people can relate to the experiential part and apply it to your own life. So when we learn how to take the risks, sometimes we just do it. And we don't understand why. And then there's other things that we're absolutely never going to do. Like I'm never going to go bungee jumping. That is not a risk I'm ever willing to take. I don't know why. I don't care why. I'm not going to do it. Like that's extreme. But simple things like doing a live video. I'm a little better. I'm a little more comfortable now that I've been in it for a few minutes. And that's all it takes. It's practice, right? Doing one thing at a time. I was taught by someone, when you do a live video, you look into the camera so your people see you and they're looking at you and know that you're looking at them. Do I know this? No, I don't. Okay, so let's talk about, what about the risks of looking inside of ourselves and looking at our behaviors or looking at how we show up in the world? That is pretty scary sometimes. What's causing us pain? We don't always want to go back and look at the things that cause us pain. We think we have to relive it. We make up all kinds of stories about why we are the way we are. What I know is when I hear people say, this is just how I am, they're not willing to grow. They're in that place of, this is just how I am, and take it or leave it. I can tell you, this is how I am. I'm really honest and I'm really direct. Do I want to change that? I examine it sometimes and look at it and go, is that something I'm willing to change about me? Once upon a time, I was a pretzel. Many of us are that. In our people pleasing, trying to make everybody else happy. So I didn't know how to be direct. And I didn't know how to be really honest, particularly and especially most importantly with myself. Then there's a pain driver. There's a pain that happens, or something, grief is one of them, but something happens in our life and maybe we have a broken picker. Keep picking the same kind of relationships. I'm guilty. Yes, I've done that. Picked the same kind of relationships. And not seeing anything. Why not? I can read that now. Just watching, not seeing anything. What are you not seeing? Is it not on? Can you hear it? I don't know what happened. Am I talking for nothing? It says you're watching, but you also couldn't see. So what does that mean? It still says I'm live, so I guess I'll just keep talking and I get that big reflection in my glasses, so I'm going to take that off. It's showing me on the camera, so hopefully you can hear something then if you're not seeing it. Bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to keep talking and hopefully something is different, and if not, then I'll figure out what happened. When we begin to become uncomfortable in our choices, in our relationships, because we keep picking the same kind of guy, the same kind of man, the same kind of abusive situation, or the same kind of, maybe it's not blatantly abusive in terms of physical or verbal. Maybe it's, we don't talk at all. Maybe there's some neglect. I had one of those. He wasn't always verbally abusive until I told him I wanted a divorce. Mostly he was just quiet and ignored me. So I call that abuse too, in a different way. But I kept picking those kind of men. I had that broken picker over and over until I began to unpack, what is this about? Why? I could see I was really codependent, but I did not know why I kept picking the same kind of relationships. Until I got help and started to look at, why do I think I deserve to be abused? It's not until we start to look at the permission we give people to treat us. We're the ones doing it. But why? What is it that says to the world, it's okay to treat me this way? Usually, when I look at the way I'm being treated, when it's abusive, it's because that's what I'm doing to myself. And that person is validating how I feel about myself. on some level. It may not be vocal, it may not be physical, but on some level, I'm being treated the way that I feel about myself. When I told my second husband I wanted a divorce, and he became this person I had never seen before, in a rage, just raging and incredibly angry. He was the external expression of my internal rage that I had not tapped into yet. So we just have to look at the world and then decide, what am I willing to do? That's probably the first step. Like, first of all, could become aware, but then what am I willing to do different? What are the actions I'm willing to take? Am I willing to do whatever it takes to do something different, to produce different results in my life? Otherwise, that definition of insanity, we just keep doing the same thing over and over and expect something else. Until we don't. Until we don't. And then we do something new. And it takes courage and it takes willingness, and it often takes us being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when we're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we're in enough pain, whatever that kind of pain is for you, we become willing to take different actions and to take risks that we've not taken before. And it's incremental. It's step by step by step. I wish I could tell you there's this magical switch and we could flip it and it's all new and different. But each step is that. Each step adds up to that. Until one day you're looking at your life and we're like, wow, how did I become this person? When did that happen? And it's different, and we become different. And it's one tiny baby step at a time. So I hope you found something valuable. I know Lisa said she wasn't seeing anything, so hopefully that's different. And it's not weird. It's just weird. Okay. Check out the website, Hello Extraordinary Life. See if you like what you see. Look at all those recordings. They're all recorded. These will be posted on there also. And if this didn't work, then I'll figure out for next week how to do it different. All right. Anyway, it was my first attempt. And I did it. So thanks for being here. Thanks, Lisa.